Hello, here we are, Mill Creek Family Farms AKC Champion Line Cockapoos, and I have Rebecca and Ryder's 3-week-old litter. This is the one that we have sent pictures as the Buff Boy. Here, let me see if I can get him to face us. You're trying to see where the back edge of your space is here, pal. Let's see. He weighs right at 2.5 pounds right now. Sniffing around and checking things out. They're just really starting to try and walk around and still, just very young puppies, so not doing a ton yet, but starting to sniff around and explore. I would say he's one of the more laid back of the crew. We'll see how everybody acts for the video, but he's a pretty chilled out little guy. Hey, buddy. Can you look over here? Can you look over here? Hi. Hi. So he's I'd say a medium buff in color. He's certainly not a cream. He's got white on his feet, a little spot on his head, but it honestly doesn't contrast enough with his coat to show it too much. You can see it for sure that it's a little lighter on his feet and that spot on his head. You can see that back foot there, but he's a real cute little guy, so there he is. Oh, and a yawn. All right, Buff Boy. And here we are with the red male. I must have caught sleepy time. He's got his eyes just about closed. I set him down for just a minute to go get my camera, and he's just about ready to go to sleep. He is a pretty dark red. I'd say, well, very dark apricot to a red. You can definitely see how much more the white shows. He's got a like a starburst looking thing around his nose of white, and a little bit on his head and neck right there. The scruff of his neck, he's got 2 white spots, and then each paw has some white. You gonna go to sleep on me, buddy? And his chest, he just got a really nice amount of white on him, and just a little tiny sprig on the end of his tail there, if you can see, of white. So this is the other male from Rebecca and Ryder's litter. You're just gonna fall asleep on us, aren't you, bud? He is right at 2 pounds, so he's the smaller of the 2 boys. Actually, him and the female, the buff female, are both right at 2 pounds. And then the Sable girl is the largest in the litter, and the Buff Boy that you just saw is the second. So there he is. All right, we'll be back with the girls. Here is the buff female. She is 1.9 pounds right now. She's the smallest, but not by much. Just almost exactly the same as the red male. Her and the Sable girl are both, the girls are more active than the boys in this litter. But I mean, nothing overly so. She's got a real nice temperament and very snuggly, and just a sweet girl. She's I would say a medium buff, definitely not a cream, but I wouldn't put her all the way towards an apricot. She's got just a little bit of white. You can see her little stripe of white right on her head, and you can tell that she's a little darker than, say, the Buff Boy. You can see a little more contrast to her. What was that, Rebecca? A little more contrast to the white showing up on her. So, come here, girl. Let me see ya. Let's see. Let's show them. You can see on her feet, the white just shows up more than it did on the Buff Boy. She's got a white under her neck and on her chest. Does that feel good? So, she's a real pretty little girl, and we'll be right back and show you the Sable girl. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey. Okay. And here's our Sable girl in Rebecca and Ryder's litter. She is the largest in the litter. She's 2.7 pounds right now. For those of you who have been following her since her newborn pictures, in case you didn't know what Sable was, you'll know that when she was born, she looked about completely black. And you can see now that her coat, they call it clearing, like a clearing Sable or a clear Sable. It is what Rebecca is, that color that looks to be a reddish brown that's on Rebecca's body when she was a newborn puppy. It was the same way, looked completely black, or almost completely black unless you look kind of underneath. And the color just kind of clears as they grow. And so she would, I don't expect her to have much black on her at all by the time she's an adult. Sometimes there's a bit around their ears or right around their muzzle, but she will clear. My expectation is that she'll clear to similar to the color of Rebecca, like kind of a, she's not genetically brown, but it looks kind of like a brown color, kind of a, I don't know how to call it. But if you look up and look at what a clear Sable, you can search that and kind of see some examples of the pictures, and I would expect her to be much the same as what Rebecca's color is. Of course, you won't know till she grows up and you see how she turns out, but I do not expect her to stay with the black coloring on her. Hopefully that makes sense. So there's the Sable girl, and she does have a little bit of white to her. You can, here, we'll show underneath there. Oh, sorry, girl. You don't like that? Am I putting you too far? So she does have a nice white strip down her chest. And she's a real sweet girl. There she is. Very pretty color. We've had brindle before, but I got to thinking, I think she is our first true Sable. So anyway, that is Rebecca and Red Ryder's 3-week-old litter. Hopefully this will help the families who are starting to select. When we'll start as soon as I send all this with puppy selections, going through the list in order of deposit, and we'll see you next week with video of hi baby with video of Jane's puppies at 3 weeks old. So all right, that'll wrap it up for today. We'll see you soon.